Right, so if Debashish Prabhu and Arju, you're ready.
Yes, Mataji. Arju, you can start with the.
Okay.
Sanjaya Uvaha Taptasa Kripaya Vishtam Ashrupu Purna Kule Shanam Vishidantam Idam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana.
Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following words.
Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Kutasva Kasmalam Idam Vishame Samupasthitam Anarya Justam Asvargyam Akiti Karamarjuna.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planet but to infamy.
Klaivyammasma Gama Parsa Naitatya Vi Upadatye Shudram Ridaya Dorbalyam Tyaktavotishta Parantapa.
O son of Partha, do not yield to this degrading importance. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of arise, O chastiser of the enemy.
Arjuna Vacha Katham Bhishmam Aham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudana Ishubi Pratiyutsyami Purjahav Arisudana.
Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship?
Gurun Ahatva Hi Mahanubhavan Shreyo Bhaktum Bhaiksham Api Haloke Tatvarta Kamams Tu Gurun Ihaiva Bujya Bogarudira Praditan.
It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great soul who are my teachers, even though desiring worldly gain, they are superior. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood.
Na chaita dvidma kataran nogaryo yadva jayama yadiva no jayahu janeva hatvana jijivi samas te vashishta pramuke dasharasra.
Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we kill the son of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield.
Karpanya doshupahata shvabhava Vichami tvam dharma samudacheta yakshreya nishitam bruhitan me shishyaste ham sadimam tvam. Param.
Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is the best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
Nahi prapasyami mama panudyad yakshokam uchusanam indriyanam avapya bhumav asapatnam ridam rajyam suranam api chadipatyam.
I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrevealed kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigod in heaven.
Sanjaya uvacha evam uktva Rishikesham Gudakesh Paramtapaha Nayutsaya iti Govindam Uktva Tusnim Babuvaha.
Sanjay said, having spoken thus, Arjuna chastiser the enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent.
Tamuvacha Rishikesha Prahasan Iva Bharata Senayur Ubayo Madhye Visidantam Idam Vachaha.
O descendant of Bharata, at that time Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna.
Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Ashokyan Advasukasdvam Rajnavadamscha Bhashashe Gata San Agata Samscha Nanusokanti Panditaha.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise, learned, neither for the living, those who are wise, lament neither for the living nor the dead, not for the dead.
Natva evaham jatunasam Natvam ne me janadipa Na chaiva na bhavisyama Sarve vayam ataparam.
Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be.
Dehinosmin yata dehe Kaumaram yauvanam jara Tata dehantara praptir Niraftatra namuyati.
As the embodied soul continuously passes the body in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change.
Matrasparsastu konteya Sitosnasu kadukada Agama paino nityas Tamstitikas Titiksasva Bharata.
O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due courses, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and the summer season. They arise from the sense perceptions, O session of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed.
Yamhina Vyata Diete Purusham Purusa Sarba Samaduka Sukam Niram So Ritat Vaya Kalpate.
O best among the men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation.
Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sata, ubayo api rishtunatas tva anya anayostatva darshibihi.
Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existence, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both.
Avirashi tu tadvidi niyena sarvam idam tatam vinasham avyayasya na kaschit tartumarhati.
That which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that in impossible souls.
Antavanta imedeha nityas yokta saririnaha saririna anasino prameyasya tasmayudyas vabharata.
The material body is indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharata.
Ya enam veti hantaram yaschina manyate hatam ubautau nata vijanito nayabhanti nahanyate.
Neither he who thinks the living entity, the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge. For the self slays not, nor is slain.
Na jayate mriyate va kadachit naya bhutva bhavita vanabhuya ajonitya sasvato yam purano nahanyate hanyamane sadine.
For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain.
Veda vinasinam nityam ya enam ajam avyayam kasam sa purusa partha kam gattayati handikam.
O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, immutable, kill anyone or cause anyone to kill?
Vasamsi jinaniyata vihaya navani grinati naro parani tata sarirani vihaya jurnani anyani sanjati navani dehi.
As a person puts on new garments, giving up the old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones.
Nainam chindanti sastrani Nainam dahati pavaka Nachainam kledayanti apo Nasusayati maruta.
The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind.
Achedyoyam adayoyam akledyo swasya evacha nitya sarvagata stanur achaloyam sanatanaha.
This individual soul, unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same.
Until 24.
Sorry. Okay. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. I was mesmerized by that, and I think we all were. These amazing words, and you recited them so well, Arju. Absolutely well done. Really proud of you, and thank you so much, Devashish Prabhu as well. Amazing. Thank you so much, both of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Right. So we're gonna do our japa session. So we're just gonna. If everyone can just have their beads ready.
Hare Krishna, very well done, Arjo and Devashish Prabhu. Really nice to hear the second chapter recited by you. Very well.
Just wanted to hear it more and more. Right. Okay. So let's share that. Right. Can everyone, if everyone has the beads, Arju, would you be, or Dhron, would you be kind enough to do the Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya 3 times, please? If you're there.
Mataji, Arju went upstairs. I'll just do this.
Yes. Okay.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadha Shivasti Gaura Bhakta Binda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadha Shivasti Gaura Bhakta Binda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadha Shivasti Gaura Bhakta Binda. Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so if anyone's still chanting, if you could just do it in the background, please. And Sanjita Mataji, would you be kind enough to do the Jai Shri Krishna 3 times? Yeah, Jai Shri Krishna 3 times, please.
Yes, Mataji. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Dina Shrestha Mataji. Are you there, Mataji? We're eager to hear your lovely kirtan. Let's hope you're Dinasheshna Mataji, can you hear us?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandatnam. Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
devotees all, Dandatnam.
How are you?
All well. Happy Ekadasi Mataji. Happy Ekadasi to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Well, so would you like me to put something on, or are you?
Mataji will do the Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtan only. It is okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hari Bol. Thank you. My daughter gonna be lead. I will follow her.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank
Would you
you.
like me to?
Hare
I'll
Krishna.
try and put a nice picture on for you. 1 minute.
Please, Mataji.
Hold on. Just a moment. Right, this is a nice picture. Oh, hold on 1 moment. All of the ones I'm opening are going into. Just a moment.
Meanwhile, let Mataji can sing Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, please start. I'll just find you a nice image. Yeah.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Namine Namaste Saraswati Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschayat Desyatharine Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivastadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Ji, Mataji?
Can you hear us? We can't
Yes.
hear you.
Shall I stop for the instrument, Mataji?
Oh, we can't hear the instrument. We can only hear your voices.
Okay.
When instruments are played, we can't hear even the voice. Both will be
Okay.
stopped.
Okay, we'll stop for the instrument. We just will do the kirtan, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, so beautiful. I think we all felt the bliss and the enthusiasm. Thank you so much.
Kulananda Shri Radhe.
Haribol. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, my dear, you had
No worries,
Haribol.
Mataji.
That
We
was
understand
very
about the time
beautiful.
short, Mataji. Haribol. Thank you.
Haribol. Thank you. What's your name, dear?
Yeah,
Aisha.
That was very beautiful, Aisha.
Thank you,
That
Mataji.
was very nice. Thank you so much. You both sing so well together. It was very blissful and very divine. Thank you so much. And enthusiastic. I think we all feel really
Thank you, Mataji, for
cheered up.
giving
Thank you
us this
so much.
wonderful opportunity to serve the Lord Shiva and, Vaishnav, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. It's
Hare
very
Krishna.
beautiful. So we're going to move on to the Guru Vandana prayers, which are going to be sung by Asha Mataji. Asha Mataji, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
Brilliant. Okay, so whenever you're ready, please.
Please excuse my pronunciation and tune. I'm going to try for the first time.
I'm sure it will be absolutely wonderful.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagadi Satma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhagati Satma Bando Mui Savadana Mate Bando Mui Savadana Mate Jaghara Prashadi Vai Ebhavatoriya Ja Krishna Prati Hoi Jana Hoite Krishna Prati Hoi Jana Hoite Guru Moha Padma Vakya Chitate Gauriya Akya Guru Moha Padma Vakya Chitate Gauriya Akya Anna Mani Asha Arana Kori Mani Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Je Prasade Puri Sarva Asha Jai Prasade Puri Sarva Asha Chakudane Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Se चक्षुदाने दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान वृत प्रकाशितो दिव्य ज्ञान वृते प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जाग होइते हृदय न सजते प्रेम भक्ति जाग होइते हृदय न सजते वेद गाओ जागर चरितो वेद गाओ जागर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनन श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आदम जनन लोके न लोके रचिमाना लोके न लोके रचिमाना आहा प्रभु गुरु दया देखो मोरे पद जया आहा प्रभु गुरु दया देखो मोरे पद जया हे बेदश त्रिभुवना आहा प्रभु मोरे दया देखो मोरे पद जया हे बेदश त्रिभुवना शिल प्रभुपाद पदिदवगाना आहा प्रभु दया देहु मोरे पाद जया ए बीज कुशु त्रिभुवना शिल प्रभुपाद पदिदवगाना प्रभुपाद 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 श्रील जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
Jay Asha Mataji, lovely. That was absolutely, is that the first time you're singing that?
Yeah, for the very first time.
That is amazing. I think again, I mean, it was so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you all your blessings.
Thank you so much.
Very nice, Guru Bandhana, Asha Mataji. Hari Bol. It didn't seem that you did it for the first time.
Yeah,
Really
it
nice.
felt so natural.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mother.
Okay, so we're that was a very beautiful recitation of the Guru Charan Padma prayers by Asha Mataji. So now we're going to move on to the Mangala Charan prayers by Amol Prabhu. So
Hare Krishna Mataji. We
Hare
have
Krishna.
Mrida Sachi Mataji.
She's here. Oh, okay, Mataji, you've joined us. Thank you so much. So I'm just going to hopefully share this. Right, so Mrida Sachi Mataji, whenever you're ready, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Right, can you see my screen? Is she there, Mrida Sachi Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, can you see my screen, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, fantastic. So whenever you're ready, please.
Okay, Mataji. Shall I start?
Yes, absolutely. Whenever you're ready.
Om Gyananjan Tiram. Om Gyan. Sorry. Om Agyana Tiramjan Gyananjanam Salakaya Chasur Unmilitam Enam Tasmem Suri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manavishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayamarupa Kadamayam Dadati Dantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Guruna Vaishnavasam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sa Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sa Jivam Savadvita साधवैतं सावधूतं परिजनं सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पदं सह गण ललिता श्रीविशाखावितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते तप्त कंच गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणनामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषे शून्यवादी पाश्चात्देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय श्री प्रभुपाद हरे
Jai.
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us, and that was very sweet and very lovely. Thank you so much, Amrita Sachi Mataji. Thank you so much. Right, so Debashish Prabhu, is Arju and Drone with you?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So Arju, if you kindly do the Prem Dhwani prayers, and then we'll have and then Dawn can do the invocation, and then we can welcome our very, very, very special guest today. Right, so let me just bring the Prem Dhwani prayers up. Just a moment. I'm not as efficient as Amog Prabhu. I'm still trying to faff with my computer. Where are they? Okay, just a moment. Yep, I've got them. Right, there we go. Right, so Arju, nicely, please.
Okay, Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pavikracharya Ashtatarashata Shrimati His Divine Grace Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Jay.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pavikracharya Ashtatarashata Shrimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Jay.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki
Jai.
Jay.
Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki
Jai.
Jay.
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौरकुंद की
Jai.
Jay.
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम मुकुंद राजकुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की
Jai.
Jay.
वृंदावन धाम की
Jay.
मथुरा धाम की
Jay.
नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की
Jay.
जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की
Jay.
गंगामाई की
Jay.
यमुना माई की
Jay.
तुलसी देवी की
Jay.
भक्ति देवी की
Jay.
भक्त वृंद की
Jai.
Jay.
गौर प्रेमानंदा
Hari.
Hari Bol.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Hare
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Thank you so much, Arju. Absolutely lovely. Can you pass on to Dhron for the invocation prayers, please?
Mataji, I'll do at the last moment he had to go to toilet.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, okay, absolutely. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So we're very, very, very fortunate to have Krishna Keshav Prabhu with us today. Prabhu, can you hear me? It's always such a pleasure to see you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Lovely to see you, even if it's online.
Thank you.
Haven't seen you in person for a while. I hope you're doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How is everybody here?
Yes,
Can we have some cameras on so I can see you?
I'm not
It's really disconcerting looking at these blank spaces on a screen. I'm not sure whether I've joined the Mayavadis of Hare Krishna or not. Huh?
Okay, so
everybody's very impersonal on these online
Not
things.
at
Come
all,
on, let's
not
have
at all.
some pictures. I need to see your faces. I don't want to look at black boxes on the screen. It's not very pleasant.
Okay, so if anyone is in a position, I'm unfortunately I'm not in a position today, but next time, 100%. If anyone is in a position to switch their cameras on, please do so. But we can see your beautiful face, Prabhu. So
That's not the point. You see, I want to see your beautiful faces.
We can see you.
So here's the deal, right? Next time I come online, please make sure your hair and makeup is done and you can present yourselves online. Okay, because next time I won't speak if I can't see you. Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
joking.
So,
It's nice. It's really nice to be able to see people when you're speaking to them. That's
absolutely, yeah.
Thank you,
nice to see
Prabhuji.
you all.
Hare Krishna. I just wanted to say a couple of, you all know Krishna Keshav Prabhu. So he's so kind and so merciful person. Just wanted to say Prabhuji just came out of a operation and still he didn't hesitate to come and join to our Sangha with a short notice from me. I'm really personally grateful to you, Prabhu, on behalf of our Sangha.
Thank you. I'm actually better now. They had to remove something from my tongue. So the last time you called, I couldn't speak, you see, because it was too painful. It was all swollen up. But it was a small growth, a small tumor on my tongue, which we've got rid of now. So everything's good. Yeah. So thank you very much for inviting me back. So today we are
shall I stop sharing, Prabhu? Sorry. Do you want to?
That's right. Yeah, you can stop sharing. I've got a couple of things I can share a bit later on.
Okay.
So it's lovely to see you all again. Of course. Just give me a second. I need to just adjust my screen because it does some funny things sometimes. That's better. Right. So, yeah, thank you for inviting me back. It's lovely to see you all again. And thank you once again for this seva. It's really nice to be able to do something for you all here. I'm very grateful. On Wednesday this week was a very special day. We celebrated, of course, the most auspicious Tithi of Radha Ashtami. Yeah. And it's a really important day. I'm going to share something personally to begin with. It's a really very important day for me. On Radha Ashtami in 2013, 11 years ago, it was my first time spending a day at the manor and going to the temple properly. Apart from just going when I used to go, you know, like you do when you're with your parents, JJ, and you're out. That was what used to happen before. So it was really nice in 2013 when I spent the whole day there. So it was a very special day because somehow or other that whole day managed to have a really very profound effect on my life right up to the present day. And I didn't expect that to happen. I'd never engaged before anything much on a KC level, on a Krishna conscious level. You know, apart from maybe dropping into the kirtan at Soho 2 weeks before that with a work colleague, which is how all this started for me. So that, if you like, the KC door was slightly ajar for a few weeks before that. You know, the door was open and I could see in to this world of Krishna consciousness, but I wasn't quite sure about it. But on that Radha Ashtami in 2013, I went with my Masi, my mum's sister, who was here from Nairobi, and a friend of mine who was from Poland, who'd also just discovered the Hare Krishnas for the first time. And he said, I want to go to the temple. And my aunt said, I want to go to the temple. I said, well, I'll take you because I would like to go and see what's going on. So I took them and I spent the whole day there. And then what happened after that was something incredible. I'm not going to tell you that story because that's not what we're here to talk about. But the point is, it was Radha Ashtami when all this happened. So for you to invite me today to speak about this is quite interesting. It's fair to say, I guess, that in 2013, I knew the names Radha and Krishna. And I guess I knew that those names and personalities meant something to a lot of my friends and relatives, and especially my immediate and extended family members, all Gujus, all Gujaratis, you know. For the most part, I understood them to be the divine couple, if you like, God being Krishna, and Radha being his, what I suppose in my younger days, I would have said his girlfriend. And for most of the family members, bar the senior Matajis, that's what it was. You know, and it was all just, you know, like I said earlier, it was all jejekara, and you move on and don't really think about these things. And when you question things as a child, sometimes you don't get the answers you're expecting, or people aren't ready to explain or haven't got the language yet to explain to you because you've taken them by surprise. So it took, I guess, for me to the age of 48 to discover the joys of Krishna consciousness and who these wonderful personalities actually were. Thinking back on it, I guess deep down inside, I sort of knew. I just didn't want to acknowledge something I think I probably already knew. Then in 2014, after a year of going to the manor, I took a big step and I went on a pilgrimage to India for the first time with the manor sabbatical boys. I was 46, 45. They were between 18 and 24. So I felt a little bit like the odd man out. They knew so much more than I did. I knew nothing. They all got on the plane dressed in dhoti kurta tilak. I got on the plane in jeans and t-shirt. So you can see what it was like for me. I felt like the odd man, old man out. Until I arrived at the ashram in Chowpatty, where we stayed for a few months with who are now mostly my godbrothers, having taken initiation since. In that 2014, in October, we went to Chowpatty. Then in November, we traveled to Vrindavan for my very first trip ever to the Holy Land. And it was very strange. On the 7th of November 2014, we landed at Delhi. We took a car to MVT in Vrindavan, where accommodation was booked for us. And after freshening up, I took my first walk through the wonderful sunny streets of Vrindavan. It was early evening and it was still quite warm. And it was apparent that there was a cold snap approaching that night. And I was told, wrap up, because it gets cold in November, December, January in Vrindavan. Anyway, I'm walking through the streets and I'm taking in the sights and the sounds and the smells around me. And I became aware of something. And I was with other devotees. And I became aware of the fact that many people were approaching us, especially me, because I was dressed in jeans and t-shirt. You know, and the boys were dressed in dhoti and kurta. And I have this very strong English accent. They speak like Indians. So people were hearing me speaking in English, I guess, and wearing jeans and t-shirt, and they were gathering around. And I got quite embarrassed, but I realized something, that people were greeting us with the words Radhe Radhe, not Hare Krishna, as I got used to in that last year, in that first year of KC. And I responded at one point, I turned around just automatically. It was just like, Radhe, Radhe. And one of the senior devotees in my group stopped me and he said, Prabhu, we don't say that. We say Hare Krishna. I didn't understand why. And I still don't understand why, if I'm honest with you, why we shouldn't greet people as they greet us back. But I've learned something. I've been going to Vrindavan ever since that year, pretty much every year, apart from 2 years when COVID was here. And when I go to Vrindavan, I really look forward to hearing those names being spoken everywhere. By the locals especially, it's so sweet. Radhe, 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 Prabhu, Radhe, Radhe, Maharaj, they say. It's very nice, you know, they come and say hello, they speak to you lovely. But it became apparent to me over the years, in Vrindavan especially, that Srimati Radharani is of the utmost importance. I didn't know why then, but I think I understand a little bit more now. And I'm not really very qualified to talk about this subject, let's be honest. I don't think many people are. But I can share with you what I've learned through my hearing, my reading, my talking to other you know, God brothers and sisters and other devotees, and also teaching at the Mayapur Institute and the VIHE, which is where I do some of my service. I'm just going to rewind a couple of minutes. Radhe, Radhe. Let me hear you say that. Can I hear everybody say that really loudly?
Radhe,
Radhe,
Radhe.
Radhe,
Lovely to it. Come on, let me hear it.
Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe,
That's,
Radhe.
doesn't it feel nice, huh, when you say those lovely names? Yeah. And this is all I could hear all over Vraj, you know, when I go. These sweet sounds, they ring out all over Vrindavan. Not just the name of Krishna and lots of names for Krishna we have, but Radhe, Radhe. And over the years, I guess I've come to realize and understand that Srimati Radharani's position is really very exalted. It's even higher than Krishna's position in many respects. And can say her position is actually unparalleled in this material universe or in any of the universes. And it just dawned on me, you know, over the last few years, and I've never really thought about this way. When you go to the temple, what are the deities called? Who goes to the manor here, for example? Can I see hands go up, or somebody can say? Yeah, Sanchita Mataji, you go to the manor, yes?
Yes, Prabhu, yeah, we do.
What do we call the deities? What are their names?
Radha Gokulananda. So all the temples, the deities, they Radha Madhav, Radha Gopinath,
Yes.
Radha Samsundar, it's always Radha Rani's
It's
name.
always Radha's name is first. We say Radha Gokulananda, Radha Ramanji, Radha Madhava. Yes? Radha's name always comes first. When we approach the deities, how do we pray? When you go up, let me ask you, since you engaged there, Sanchita Mataji, when you go up in front of the deities at the manor, how do you see them? Do you pray as one, like you're praying to one person, or do you think like do you feel like you're praying to two people? How do you feel? Or does it change sometimes?
Two people, Prabhu. I mean, I still see them as two personalities.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. So you pray to them as two people. When you think about Radha Krishna in your mind, what do you think about? When you think about, you know, when you hear the words Radha Krishna, do you automatically think God, or do you think two people? What do you think?
Two supreme personalities, not as like, I mean, of course they're godly figures, but my understanding is like they are sakha, you know, as the rasa I feel for them is like my friends. So
your friends. This is good. This is good. I'm going to go around and ask some other people. What about Amol Prabhu? How do you see them when you approach the deities there? How do you see them?
The divine couple and like a father and a mother.
Like a father and a mother. So we've got the parental side of it now, that parental love, and then we've had the friendly love. Anybody else? What about Asha Mataji there? I can see you in the on the screen there?
I see Krishna as my baby,
You see
little boy.
Krishna as your baby. Now we've got
Like next door, babe, the boy next door.
the boy next door. That's how my mum sees him, not as the boy next door, but as the baby in the house, who she has to spend a lot of time looking after. Yeah, because it's what she has to do in her position as a mother. This is wonderful things that come out in our Shastra. But when we pray to Krishna, but we're also praying at the same time to Radha, aren't we? Almost as if we're praying to one person. Even though we know and we acknowledge that they are two people, we pray to them almost like one sometimes, even in the prayers that we have. Yeah. And when we do see them as two personalities, which we do, we also acknowledge them to have similar identities, don't we? This identity of being supreme, of being above everything else, of being completely pure. And they manifest eternally also as two personalities. And something I've learned through our reading is they do this so that they can experience the exchanges of love between themselves. And that love then shines out as an example for us, doesn't it? In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Radha and Krishna are described as the one supreme truth. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes them as one God, two people, who appears as two people in order to experience and relish the highest and purest form of love that can possibly exist. Why do we have this explanation in the Chaitanya Charitamrita? Anybody want to give a guess there? You can probably explain a little. Why is it in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes Radha and Krishna as one person?
So before they are the only one. So in order to perform their pastimes, they have appeared as Radha Krishna.
Exactly. Originally there was Krishna.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
Radha is only a part of him. Yeah. Who came so that they could carry out these pastimes as a divine couple. You're exactly right. But in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
It's
It's the both.
He's the combined form, exactly, of Radha and Krishna. And we're going to talk a little bit about this because it's really important. Srimati Radharani is what we call Krishna's Swarup Shakti, his internal energy, his internal strength, his internal potency, his internal love. She is the external representation or the manifestation of this eternal and boundless love that Krishna carries within himself for everything and everyone in his creation. And it's through Radha he explains that love to us. He demonstrates that love to us. We just talked about how we see Krishna sometimes. And devotees, we know, serve Krishna primarily in what? 4 ways. What are those 4 ways? Devashish Prabhu, any ideas?
So Prabhu, you asked what are the 4 ways?
Yeah. We worship Krishna primarily in 4 ways. What are those 4 ways?
Vashalya Rasa and Dasya Rasa.
Yes. Yeah. So Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya rasas, yes?
Right.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Because although I have a think about this next comment, we're not competitive, are we, as devotees? We shouldn't be. We shouldn't be competing against each other about who's doing what or, how good a devotee we are. But let me ask you a question. When you are performing your seva, when you are doing your deity worship, when you are at the temple, Do you not feel that your love or your relationship or your seva for Radha and Krishna is the best? I do. And I know lots and lots of other devotees do as well. And it was a conversation we just had. We all kind of have that intensity, yeah? And can anybody think why that might be? Why do we sometimes think that our seva is the best? Or it's not like we think it consciously, but we feel it inside. Do you ever get that?
Prabhu, because we think, could it be because we think our relationship with them, the divine couple, is personal, like to each and every devotee, we feel it's like they belong to us, like that personal feeling. So we think whatever we do in our best capacity is like, though I don't feel that, but yeah, I mean, as we're doing our best for them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We feel like we're doing the best. And it's because it's our relationship. It's unique, isn't it? With both Radha and Krishna. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes Madhurya Rasa as being unique in its sweetness. He says it's superior to all other rasas. Madhurya Rasa, he says, has two categories. One is Svakiya, or the wedded love found in Krishna's queens at Dwarka, or Parakiya, or unwedded love found in the gopis of Vraja. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that this last rasa of this other part of the Madhurya rasa, the Parakiya rasa, it's superior to the Svakiya rasa because it reaches the highest limit and fullest intensity in Radhaji's heart. Her love for Krishna is so pure and it's so mature that it surpasses all other forms of love. It's not tainted by what we here in this world describe as love. Our love is tainted by lust and the way we think about other people as objects almost sometimes to satisfy our perverse inclinations. Because that's all it is. Lack of self-control. Putting something that is really not important above other things. And that's what we do down here. But Radha's love for Krishna is not like that. Krishna's love for Radha is not like that. We can't even begin to imagine how pure and sacred this relationship is. In fact, it's so pure that Radha not only gives pleasure to Krishna, but the fact that she gives pleasure to Krishna nourishes all his devotees. We know that Krishna is Satchidananda, yeah? We can understand also from Srila Prabhupada's purports and lectures that Krishna's spiritual energy has three aspects. One is Sandhini, eternity. One is Samvit, knowledge. And then we have, can anybody think of the last one? Begins with H.
Haladini.
Haladini, yes. Let's just take each of these things in turn. The Samvit, the Sandhini potency, the Sat potency, yeah, is Krishna's existence, his mother, father, abode, house, bedding, seats, and all its transformations. Then you have the Chit potency, or the Samvit. And that's knowledge that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. And knowledge of things like the Brahman are components of that Chit knowledge. Then the Hladini potency is love, it's prema. The essence of love is bhava, or emotion. If you're ever thinking of another word for bhava, it's emotion. Prema is love. The ultimate way we can develop our bhava is to make it into a Mahabhava, or a great overwhelming emotion that leads to pure love. And Srimati Radharani is the embodiment of that Mahabhava. It's in her that we find all the good qualities. She's the crest jewel, if you like. She's the crowning jewel of all of Krishna's consorts. Her mind, her senses, her body, they're just overwhelmingly steeped and covered in love for Krishna. She helps him in his pastimes. We've heard of the other gopis, or the Lakshmis in Vaikuntha. Who are they actually? Where do they come from? Anybody know?
From Radharani.
Yes, they are her partial expansions. We're also taught in our Shastra that the queens in Dwarka are her reflections. The gopis of Vraj are her direct expansions. In our scriptures, Radharani is described as the Purna Shakti, yes, or the complete energy. And Krishna is described as the Purna Shaktiman, or the complete possessor of that energy. Now think about that. They're not different to each other. You know, like you have musk and scent and perfume and, you know, applying perfume to the body or the clothes, fire and heat. They're not different. They are but one, but they take on two forms to enjoy their spiritual pastimes. Radharani is described as Govinda's giver of pleasure and his enchantress. She possesses all the attractiveness, not just to attract Krishna, but to attract the whole world, to attract the whole universe. I just want to share something from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he writes, just bear with me a minute while I find my slide here. Amok Prabhu, I need your help with this one.
Yes, Prabhu.
Because I believe your Bengali is much, much better than mine. So if you could read out the Bengali parts, and I will read out the English, yeah? So if you just read this, and then I'll read this. If you read this, and I'll read this. And we'll do the same for the next few slides.
Yes, sure, Prabhuji. Radha Krishna Pranay Vikriti Ladini Sektirasmat.
So that there, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes, the loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are the transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency.
Ekatmana vapi bhuvipura deha vedam gatautau.
Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they separated themselves eternally.
Chaitanyakyam prakatamadana tadbhayam chaikyamaptam.
Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the forms of Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Radha bhavadhyuti suvalitam navami Krishna swarupam.
I bow down to him who manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. Now, isn't that beautiful? Again, so Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya in the form of a devotee because he was implored to come firstly by Sri Advaita Acharya. So he came with a purpose to assist mankind, to show us the way again. But he also came with some unfulfilled desires. Or he would have come, or he had some unfulfilled desires rather, before he came. And he manifested those unfulfilled desires in the following. Prabhu, please. Amoglila?
Shri Radhayaha Pranaya Mahima Kidrusho Vanayaiva.
Desiring to understand the glory of Srimati Radharani's love,
Swadhyo Yenadbhutamadrima Kidrusho Vamadiyah.
the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and
Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavataha Kidrusham Veti Lobat.
and the happiness she felt when she realizes the sweetness of his love.
Tadbhavadhyah Samajani Sichigarbha Sindhu Harinduhu.
The Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. So you can understand from that this love was so deep. You know, that he couldn't come here on his own even if he wanted to. He had to experience what she felt for him. So he needed to understand that. Don't forget, Krishna is the all-attractive, and he knows he's the all-attractive. He doesn't have to be humble about this because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can boast and he can be humble and he can act as he pleases. We can't. That's the difference. You know? So he knew, hang on a minute, I'm all attractive, but what is it that she sees in me? What is it that she actually feels? I want to feel this. I want to understand this. So he came in the combined form of Radha and Krishna. Now, the interesting thing is, somebody mentioned here that when they're doing their deity worship, they worship Bal Gopal, Lady Krishna, yes? Who was that, Mataji? Was it Asha Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So my mum also, as I say, has that rasa, and the reason for that is that my mum comes from a different sampradaya, the Pushti Marg. You must have heard of them, yes? And in the Pushti Marg, they have also a Mahaprabhu, don't they? You know that? They call him Vallabhacharya. Yes? And what is his mood? Anybody know? Bearing in mind, this happened 10 years before the advent of Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anybody know that mood of Vallabhacharya? As written in the Shastra according to Pushti Marg?
Is it Vatsalya?
It's the same. It's that same wanting to come in the mood of Radha and Krishna. Yes, Vallabhacharya also comes in the same mood according to theology. But we won't get confused with all of that because we're just following one line here. Right. But I just wanted to make a point that we're not alone in this mood of Krishna coming as Krishna, Radha and Krishna coming as one person, as a devotee. And it's an interesting thing, but it's also something we don't want to talk about today, but I will touch on it another time because it's quite interesting and something we should probably understand at some point. So just bear with me, my screen's gone a bit funny again. So even though, if you like, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he's eternally in a state of Satchitananda, he had those unfulfilled desires. Those unfulfilled desires were, one, he wanted to understand the greatness of Radharani's love for him. He thought, I am the prime cause of all causes. I am the rasa of all rasas, and I'm full of joy. But this love of Radharani's is driving me mad. I don't get it. I need to understand it. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains this. And if we can put it in a poetical way, really. Krishna's become a pupil, a dancing pupil of Radharani's love. He doesn't know the strength of her love for him. And he's saying that her love for him gives 10 million times more pleasure to her than it does to me. Her love is constantly expanding, he's thinking. Nothing is greater than Radharani's love. And she has no pride. No one is purer. Nothing is purer. Nothing is purer than her love, yet it is also perverse, crooked and duplicitous, he says. Actually, when you look at Krishna Lila and Gaura Lila, Krishna sees Radharani as the ashraya, or the sheltering place of love. In fact, Krishna sees himself only as the vishaya, or the object of love. He says, I only taste the bliss of vishaya, but my mind races to taste the higher bliss of ashraya. If I become the ashraya, then I may taste that joy. It's interesting, isn't it? Supreme Personality of Godhead is missing something. This is how we know he's a person. We also have those feelings and emotions, and we miss things and we want things. Krishna desired to taste his own sweetness, this madhurya. He wonders, my sweetness and beauty, they are wonderful, infinite and full. No one can find its limits except Radhika. Her love is pure. It's like a mirror. He says that a competition takes place between his sweetness and her love. And they both keep increasing without defeat. But he makes an admission. He says that my own sweetness attracts me, but I can't enjoy it. He looks at his own beauty in a mirror. And all he could think about was Srimati Radharani. He wanted to experience the happiness as well as the love that Radharani felt for him. The happiness in her seva for him, the service. He wanted to understand the emotions of the gopis. He wanted to understand the difference between the purity and the spotlessness of their love and Radharani's love compared to the other inhabitants of Braj. He wanted to understand that. And he also understood that they gave up local customs, injunctions by the Shastra, and defied some of their relatives. Young girls shouldn't be seen with boys in that time, remember? Just for the sake of serving Krishna, they gave all this up. So disregarding their own pleasure or their pain, they dedicated their mind, body, and words for Krishna's service. And he admitted that he could not repay them for their worship, even within one lifetime of Brahma. Rather, he said they should find satisfaction within their own good deeds. What to speak of what the other scriptures say? We just covered a little bit about what was described there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah? Srila Jiva Goswami writes in his Krishna Sambandha Anucheda 190, he says, Srimati Radharani is the most important of all the gopis. For among them, she is the queen, not only of the forest of Vrindavan, but of the entire area surrounding Vrindavan. He says that this is confirmed in a statement we can find in a conversation between Narad Muni and Shonaka Rishi. Yeah. In the Kartika Mahatmya of the Padma Purana. It says there, being very pleased with her, Lord Krishna gave Radharani the sovereignty over the forest of Vrindavan and the entire area surrounding it. In this way, she became the queen of Vrindavan. There's also another verse in the Brihad Gautamya, yes, describing Srimati Radharani's potency. Let me share that verse with you. Sarvam Tattvam Paratvam Cha Tattvatrayam Maham Kila Tritattva Vipina Shakti Radhika Mama Vallabha Prakrite Para Evam Sabi Mat Shakti Rupini Shaktivam Rupam Astaya Purniham Brahma Chitta Paraha Brahmana Pratita Samyak Samvani Yuge Yuge Taya Sardham Tvaya Sardham Nasaya Nashaya Devata Dhurham. Somebody like to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read?
Please, yes.
My dear, I am the master of the three potencies of material cause, material effect, and the transcendental potency over material nature. These three potencies are embedded in Radharani, who is very dear to me. I am the Brahman, perfect and complete. My form is entirely spiritual, and I am above the temporary material energy. Just as I am the spiritual and above the material nature, so is my transcendental potency. Radharani mentioned in the above verse. Requested by Brahma, I appear in this material world, millennium after millennium, accompanied by you, accompanied by her, Radha, mentioned in the above verse, in order to destroy the enemies of Devata and devotees.
Thank you very much. You can see from this, Radharani has this really very exalted position. Now think about this other thing. When you go to Vrindavan, and if you go there during Kartik, which is coming up in about a month's time or so, about 6 weeks' time, will you go and roll around in the dust of Vrindavan? If you get a chance, do it. Because there you can collect the dust of the feet off the feet of Radharani. And you can collect that love. You can be blessed by that, the power of that love. Why do you think people roll around in the dust of Vrindavan? So they can collect the dust off the feet of Radharani and the gopis and all the devotees of Raj. It's not just because Krishna walked there. These powerful personalities walked there. And it doesn't matter how impure the physical place gets, the spiritual part of it always remains pure. Remember that what's on the outside, the external, perishes. Vrindavan is spiritual. Forget about the buildings and forget about the constructions. Just think of it as just land. It will always be the holy land of Vrindavan. With Kartik coming up, just reminded me also that we remember Srimati Radharani again during Kartik as well, don't we? In a big way. You know, the sage, Satyavrat, he says in the Padma Purana, in the Damodarashtakam, Namaste Studamne Spurat Dipti Damne, Tvadiya Dharoyata Vishwasya Damne, Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaye, Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tubhyam. Oh, my Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unmanifested pastimes. The end. Any questions? Anybody got any questions?
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Can I have a question?
Yeah.
So obviously you've traveled to Vrindavan, to Mayapur. Obviously, you know, you have a lot of devotion. Obviously, I've known you for a while, so I know just how much devotion you have to stay in the dhams. What's your personal experience of the dhams?
Well,
And yeah.
I'll be honest, the dhams can be quite a difficult place to live. You know, it's great when you go away for 2 or 3 weeks and like you go to Mayapur, for example, and it's like going to Disneyland for Hare Krishnas, isn't it?
Yeah, you've always said that.
It's such a beautiful place, you know. And it is just like that. It's like a, you know, Disneyland for Hare Krishnas. But then you go and try and live there, and you have to not only deal with the climate changes, but you deal with personality changes. When it gets hotter, everybody gets more irritable, more snappy. Even you do. And you're not noticing it, right? Until after you leave, you think, really, that does happen. Everybody's a bit more tense, you know, when it gets hotter and warmer and everybody's sweating and running around trying to wash their clothes 4 times a day.
Yeah.
But there is something important about this. The holy dhams are wonderful places to visit. And unless one has engagement there, you know, unless you've got some service there, and I'm very much, I very much agree with what Srila Prabhupada wrote in his letters and said in some of his lectures and room conversations. Unless you have a full-time or regular service in the dham, don't live there. It can be really challenging. You'll find that, you know, the time can get lost in the day. And half the things you wanted to do sometimes don't get done because you're not in your zone of spending 3 or 4 days in the dhams. You've got to do this, do this, do this. Even if you've got 2 weeks, you want to do this, visit that. When you stay there for a long time, you can get complacent. Especially Vrindavan. Vrindavan can be really, really tough. In the winter, especially, it's cold there, very cold. They're beautiful places, wonderful places to visit and stay, but unless one has engagement constantly, they're not a place where one should go and live. Because we forget ourselves and we start to behave like we do when we're back home. And then our bad habits start to creep in, and then our sadhana starts to suffer. And the thing is, we don't realize it's happening, and sometimes until it's too late. It happened to me a little bit during COVID because there was nothing to do. We couldn't go anywhere. I was sick, you know, for many, many weeks. Those are my experiences of the dham, but also the most wonderful places to experience and take darshan of the most holy places that we'll find, where you meet new devotees, you'll learn new things. If you have an opportunity to go, grab it. Go and spend a few days in Vrindavan and Mayapur. Udupi too. If you haven't been to Udupi, go to Udupi. It's a wonderful place. It's the holy seat of Srila Madhvacharya with the Brahma Madhva Gauriya Sampradaya. So the Madhva bit is the Udupi bit. It's very important to our history, although we don't talk about it much. If you do look on YouTube, you'll find some of Radhanath Swami's talks on Udupi and some other prominent speakers too. There's a lot to learn from there. Anything else?
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. It was a blissful, as much as we listen about these personalities, especially the divine couple, it's something like it's always in your heart. It's so eternal. We never get bored listening to the same thing again and again. So listening from a Vaishnava like you, it was like a great fortune. Thank you so much for coming and just serving us.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Dear devotees, if you have got any other questions to Prabhuji, kindly raise your questions. Ramlala Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare
It's
Krishna.
yeah, it's wonderful to hear from about Radharani. Actually, our internal potency. Actually, it is actually in the it was categorized that is 64 qualities of Lord Krishna, but
Yes.
Radharani has 25 qualities.
Yes.
So in additionally, the bodily feature also Radharani feet. There is some symbol also,
Yes.
some characteristics there.
Yeah.
So it would be nice whenever you have chance to explain this part.
Yeah, I won't explain that today because that's quite a lot, lot to go into. But we, if you want, we can cover some other things on this another time. We can talk. I wanted to give you some pastimes of Radharani today, and I started writing on Thursday night, but then I got called to work on Friday all day, so I didn't get time to finish. So I gave you a little summary around her importance today, and how she has this most exalted position in our philosophy, in our theology, in our spiritual lives. In fact, we know from Srila Prabhupada's instructions, the key to Krishna's heart is through pleasing Radharani. You please Radharani and that door will open. But she's not easy to please because our standards are so high. She will accept, of course, our small service. They do. But yeah, that's the key. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
To share with us. And like I say, I know you personally, and I just know that you're an amazing, amazing devotee, and
Thank
you're
you.
very, very blessed. I can see, like, from so many people that I've come across in KC, I know you're one of the people that's gone out there and you've actually lived and you've experienced the dhams. And I think you were probably very humble in your statement, but the way you've lived there and you've interacted with some very exalted devotees, and you must have so much humility to be able to do that. And all the things that you do, I mean, honestly, you're such an inspiration for me, and I'm sure for so many others as well. Thank you so much for sharing these wonderful, wonderful realizations, and obviously all the content that you spoke about today. It was absolutely amazing, and to hear from you is an absolute blessing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your kind comments. I'm really not that humble. I try, but I'm pretty much like most people. Just that I once just had the opportunity because of some health challenges to go there and do some service. And in that period of time, somebody said, well, if you're not going to work from London, why don't you do your work from here in India and do some service at the same time? And I thought, well, what a good idea. So it was just an opportunity that presented itself. I didn't go out of my way to look for it. It just happened like that. And I'm very grateful that it did, because I did learn a lot, and I did come across some wonderful senior devotees from whom I've learned an awful lot, and to who I owe so much. Because life has changed from 2013 to where we are today. I've changed as a person. Some of it's still kind of finding its way, and it's not so pleasant, as my mum will probably tell you. But some of it is really nice. But thank you for your kind comments, Mataji. It's very nice of you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so can we say 3 wonderful, enthusiastic, lovely Hari Bols for Krishna Keshav Prabhu? If you can all unmute, please.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
We look forward to just hearing more and more nectar from a lovely Vaishnava such as yourself. Thank you
so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So now we're going to move into the final part, which is our Nrsingadev prayers. which is going to be by Semi Hangma Mataji today. So Mataji, are you there?
Hare Krishna Mataji, yes, I
Hare
am here.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I'll just share the screen with you. I'm sure you know the words, but I will just put them up.
Sure, thank you so much, Mataji.
Let's just put them up. Just so I can become familiar with. I teach IT, but I'm not very good at it. Right. Okay, there we go.
Shall I start?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadaine.
Praladadaine.
Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Yato yato yami tato Narsimho.
Yato yato yami tato Narsimho.
Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade.
Tavakar Kamalavare Nakham Adbhuta Shringa. Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringam. Keshavadhita Narhari Rupa. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare.
Tava kara kamalavare nakam adbhuta shringam dalita hiranyakashipu tanubhringam keshavadrita narahari rupa jai jagadish hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare.
Keshavadhirta Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare.
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare. Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jai Jagadish Hare.
Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev.
Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Shri Narsimhadev Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Jai.
Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Such beautifully sang, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji, for helping me out as well.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Yeah, I should have allocated someone to sing with you, but then I just realized I didn't. I'm not as efficient as Amol Prabhu, as you can tell.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Amol Prabhu, would you like to say anything?
Thank you so much, Mataji. So it is very wonderful class with Krishna Keshav Prabhuji, and the session went very well and very beautiful. So much of nectar we have received from Prabhuji. And also just would like to add some kind of, so from the Brahmavaivarta Mahapurana, it's about Radha Devi and how she is, and when we are praying to the deities, Radharani especially, what we need to ask. So there are some information. It is mentioned in the. Can I share the screen, Mataji, if it is okay?
Yes, please. I'll just stop sharing mine. Yeah.
So I got some this Vegecations from Sanchita Mataji. So this is the worship of Radha. So this is in the Vegecation website. So here we have got Brahmavaivarta Purana, how to worship Radha Rani, and after worshipping, and what we should be as asking as a benediction. So that is the benediction is going to be Krishna Dasya, Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Dasyam. That is Pradhayate. So Krishna Pujite. That is what we ask Krishna Bhaktim, Krishna Dasyam, Dehi me Krishna Pujite. So here glorifies the Radharani. So just uh, some of the verses. So here I would like to share this. Shwet, this is the glorification of Radharani, the beauty of describing the beauty of Radharani. श्वेतचम्पकवर्णभां कोटिचन्द्रसमप्रभां शरत्पारण्यचन्द्रस्यां शरत्पङ्कजलोचनां शुश्रोणीं सुनितम्बां च पक्वबिम्बाधरां वरां मुक्तापङ्क्तिप्रतिनिधिदन्तपङ्क्तिमनोहराम् ईषद्धास्य प्रसन्नास्यां भक्तानुग्रहकारिकां वैनिशुद्धां शुकादानं रत्नमालाविभूषितां रत्नकेयूरवलयां रत्नमञ्जीररञ्जिताम् रत्नकुण्डलयुग्मेन विचित्रेण विराजितां सूर्यप्रभाप्रतिकृतिकण्डस्थलविराजिताम् अमूल्यरत्नखचितग्रैवेकविभूषितां सद्रत्नतारखचितकिरीटमुकुटोज्ज्वलां बभ्रतीं कबरेभारं मालतीं माल्यशोभितां रूपाधिष्ठातृदेवीं च मत्तवारणगामिनीं रूपाधिष्ठातृदेवीं च मत्तवारणगामिनीं गोपीभिः सुप्रियाभिषसेवितं श्वेतचामरैः कस्तूरी बिन्दुभिः सार्धमर्दचन्दनबिन्दुना बिन्दुना चारु सीमन्तादसलोज्ज्वलां नित्यं सुपूजितं भक्त्या कृष्णेन परमात्मना कृष्णसौभाग्यसंयुक्तं कृष्णप्राणादिकाम्बरं कृष्णप्राणादिदेवीं च कृष्णप्राणादिदेवीं च निर्गुणां परात्परां महाविष्णुविदात्रीं च प्रात्रीं सर्वसम्पदां कृष्णभक्तिप्रां शान्तं मूलप्रकृतिमीश्वरीं वैष्णवीं विष्णुमायां च कृष्णप्रेममयीं शुभां रासमण्डलमध्यस्थां रत्नसिंहासनसितां रासे राशेश्वरितां राधां रासेश्वरीं भजे. So this is the Radharani's glorification. Rase Rasheshwaritam Radham Raseshwarim Bhaje. So this is explained. So I think this is the description of whatever the slokas I have recited. And then further, there is another when we are offering. This is the description of Radharani and worshipping of Radharani. Like before we asking for benediction, it is mentioned. Okay, so this is. Okay. त्वं देवी जगतां माता विष्णुमाय सनातनी कृष्णप्राणादिदेवी च कृष्णप्राणादिका शुभं कृष्णप्रेममया शक्तिः कृष्णे सौभाग्यरूपिणी कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे राधे नमस्ते मङ्गलप्रदे आद्यमे सफलं जन्म जीवनं सार्थकं मम पूजिता मया साचिया श्रीकृष्णेन पूजिता कृष्णवक्षसि या राधा सर्वसौभाग्यसंयुता दासे राशेश्वरी रूपा बृन्दावने वने कृष्णप्रिया च गोलोके तुलसी कारणे तुया चंपावती कृष्णसंगे क्रीडा चंपककारिणी चंद्रावली चंद्रवन्ये सतशृंगे सतीति च विरजादर्पहंत्री च विरजातटाकनने पद्मावती पद्मवने कृष्ण कृष्ण सरोवरे भद्राकुञ्जकुटीरे च काम्यवैकाम्यके वने वैकुंठे च महालक्ष्मीर्वाणी नारायणो रसि क्षीरोदि सिन्धुकन्या च मत्स्यलक्ष्मी हरिप्रिया सर्वस्वर्गे स्वर्गलक्ष्मीर्देव दुःखविनाशनी सनातनी विष्णुमाय दुर्गशङ्कर वक्षसि सावित्री वेदमाता च कलय ब्रह्म वक्षसि कलया धर्मपत्नी त्वं नरनारायण प्रभोः कलया तुलसी त्वं च गंगा भुवन पावनी लोककूपोद्भवा गोप्यः कलांशरोहिणीरतिः कला कलांशरूपा च शतरूपा सजीदितिः अधिर्देवा माता च त्वत्कलांश हरिप्रिया देव्यश्च मुनिपत्न्यश्च त्वत्कला कलया शुभे कृष्णभक्तिं कृष्णदास्यं देहि मे कृष्ण पूजिते. Can I request all the dear devotees kindly unmute and follow me with 3 times? कृष्ण भक्तिं कृष्णदासीं देहि मे कृष्ण पूजिते
कृष्ण भक्ति कृष्ण
Krishna
दास्यं बोल में
देहि मे कृष्ण पूजिते
देहि मे कृष्ण पूजिते
कृष्ण भक्तिं कृष्णदासीं देहि मे कृष्ण पूजिते
Krishna
कृष्ण भक्ति कृष्ण
कृष्ण दास्यं
दास्यं कृष्ण पूजिते
कृष्ण भक्तिं कृष्णदासीं देहि मे कृष्ण पूजिते
Krishna
कृष्ण
भक्ति
भक्तिं कृष्ण
कृष्ण दास्यं
कृष्ण
पूजिते कृष्ण पूजे देहि में
Krishna Pujite. Krishna Bhaktim. It is the devotional service to Krishna. Krishna Dasyam. Being a servant of Krishna. Dehi me. Oh my dear goddess, please give this as a benediction. Dehi. So asking for alms. This is Dehi me. Krishna Pujite. And always you worship Krishna. So this is the glorification and asking the benediction from Radharani. There are further how to worship Radharani, offering different kinds of paraphernalia. And then further, even Krishna also glorifies Radharani when she in a sulky mood when Radharani was a bit angry with Krishna. But we will see that one later on due to the time. And also here we have got so many of information about Goloka Vrindavana as well here. I think it would be very nice if we all, our devotees, going through all these things. Here, the Krishna Janma Kanda, where before Krishna appears on the planet as son of Devaki and Vasudeva, there is a story behind that is happening in the Goloka Vrindavan, in the spiritual planets, in the abode of Krishna, and where the description of Goloka is here. And here, when Brahma, when goddess Earth, she was in the when she was not happy with the kings, all the kings who are not following the Vedic injunctions, she goes in a to the painful mood to Brahma, and Brahma goes to Shiva, and Shiva all goes to Vishnu, and then they speak the worry of goddess of Earth. At the time, Vishnu and everyone goes to Goloka to meet Krishna to relieve the burden of goddess of earth. So by the time they go and then it is the half the day of Brahma. 7 Indras or 7 Manvantras have been completely finished. So that means, so this Kali Yuga, this Yuga, so many Yugas have been passed. Half day of 6 hours of Brahma's day. And then, but still, Krishna says that still now it is the time for my appearance as well. So that is, at the time, the glorification of Goloka is so beautiful. I think we would like to explore this. So whenever we are entering into Goloka Vrindavana, there are 16 gates. Each gate, first of all, the Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, they are all along with all the other demigods like Dharma, everyone going there, and they take permission of the door gods to enter into the Goloka. So likewise, the 16 gates, they enter one after another. Finally, the middle one, the abode of Radha Devi, where Krishna and Radha, in a very effulgent throne, they are sitting, and everyone are just waiting for. The beauty of this one, it is unimaginable. So this is description of Goloka. Right now we are in the description of Vaikuntha. Once that description of Vaikuntha is finished, we will enter into. So we'll take this one as a Brahma Samhita, and along with that description of Goloka. So we'll explore that one. Just wanted to share this one with all of you. So this is, I think, Brahma Vaivarta Mahapurana in the education.world. Here we see all the English translations for the Sanskrit verses. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with all of you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. That was absolute. I mean, I don't know if we are all mesmerized, and I think we we are so fortunate to have you. Deeply, deeply fortunate in our lives. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that was the icing on the cake, and just more and more nectar just flowing through your lotus mouth. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Masai.
Right. So, would anyone else like to share any realizations or anything before we close? Lala Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, every part is very special, very special. So, actually, what we can say, actually, Radharani prayer is very auspicious. Without Radharani prayer, we cannot get any mercy from Lord Krishna, any allocation from Lord Krishna. So, because everything is different, Krishna is hearing whatever the mercy coming from Radharani. If Radharani allow us, then we can serve to Lord Krishna. Otherwise, there is no other way. So due to that, we have to focus on Radharani. Always pray to Radharani. Always, or his or her devotees, gopis. So that is very important. So that is why we have to meditate on gopi and gopis. Gopi is one of all. And Prabhupada always giving the Rupanaga, always there, always for the Radharani or gopi. So then we can get ultimately, then we can understand, little understanding of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Ramlala Prabhu. Yes, that's, we can only deeply meditate on the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani, that she accepts us in her service. Thank you so much. Okay, there's nothing more to say, then we can. Please feel free if anybody wants to say Asha Mataji, Devashish Prabhu, Mampi Mataji, Sanchita Mataji, Amol Prabhu, Sridhar Govind Prabhu, we haven't heard from you or Mataji today. Meena Mataji, please feel free to say. Otherwise, Let's all do Vanchakalpa Tarobhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha
Devacha
Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavabhai
Namo
Namo
Namaha
Namo
Ananta Koti Vaishnava
Anantapati
Vrinda Ki
Vrinda Jai.
Prabhupada Ki Jai.
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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
And
Hare
for
Krishna.
Amaka Prabhu and Radha Shavika Mataji, thank you very much for organizing.
Jala Prabhuji ki
And
jai.
as well as Devashik Prabhu
Jai
to
Prabhuji.
bring today the guest. Yeah.
Haribol Bro. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
And
Thank
all
you, Radha Sivika Mataji, for nicely hosting the session today.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. I'm not even 1% as great as Amol Prabhu, but I'm learning. So
Can we all do
You
3
really
loud
did a
Hare Bol
good
to
job,
Radha
Mataji.
Mataji?
no, please.
Haribol.
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol.
Hari
Hari Bol.
Bol,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Haribol to all of you for persevering. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, and we'll meet in the morning for Japa session at
Thank you, Mataji.
5:30.
Yeah.
Thank
Happy
you, Mataji,
Ekadashi.
hosting for 2 classes in at the same day. Haribol. Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Hari Bol.
I'm feeling so privileged.